Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I am pumped for this video because we're talking about blush. And if you know me, you know I love blush. I will take any reason to talk about blush. I don't even need a reason. If I can get someone to listen to me yammer on about blush, I am a happy person. And if you clicked on this video, you must be interested in hearing me yammer on about blush. I'm gonna try to keep it succinct because I have a few products here. I thought I would sit down and share with you all of the blushes that I am excited to use this fall and winter. We're not going to talk about the W word, but I do feel like those seasons go hand in hand. So I wanted to be honest, we're including the W word in these picks. Really just the shades that I love to wear as we start rolling into cooler weather, as I start getting a little bit more pale, and I am looking for that like flush, that like been out in the cold, maybe a little more active than I have actually been, or something that like gives me those warm by the fireplace feels. Either or, that's totally like very different, but that really is sort of like the feeling that I tend to be trying to evoke as I'm doing my makeup as the weather gets cooler. Now, if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. So I have less than 10, but more than 5 blushes here. Let's just go with that. If you want to hear about them, we're going to get into it right now. Now here we go. For this video, I wanted to offer you a variety of formulas so that there's something for the powder lover, the cream lover, and the like liquid blush lover, if you will. So I'm gonna start off with the powders. I definitely have been getting more into like cream and liquid products throughout the year, so I do just have 2.5 products here. I will get into that in just a minute, but right off the bat, I knew I was gonna grab this one. This is the Wayne Goss Vivid Azalea palette, and you might be looking at this like, what? So I think some people will look at this and they'll think, oh, this is definitely more of like a summer vibe. This definitely is more of that like bright, beautiful orchid tone. I just find that oftentimes I'm either going with like a flushed berry moment or like a really warm, spicy moment. And this is obviously definitely on the more like berry, or, I mean, it's not really a berry. It's definitely more of that like orchid tone. But I find that this color, and I've talked about these blushes over and over again, but this color just looks so good on every single skin tone. Now, I will make sure to give you all a up close and personal look at all of the swatches when I am done. I'll put that in towards the end of the video, but here you can see that Vivid Azalea does look quite bright, but when you use it with a fluffy brush and it's just kind of like blown out, it just gives you that very like beautiful in from the cold, like flushed cheek moment. And I also think that berry tones are going to be really popular on the eyes and on the lips, and I think that just this like burst of brightness will look very, very pretty with all of those tones through makeup looks this fall and winter. So this highlight is also very gorgeous. We're not talking about highlights in this video, but this is also a very gorgeous highlight that I love. I mean, I love all of the duos from Wayne Goss, so this is one that I knew that I was going to be pulling out right away. Now, I know that I said I have like 2.5 powder blushes, and that's because this blush, while it's technically a powder, it sort of like performs like a powder cream. And these are the Glow Play blushes by MAC. This is the shade Rosie Does It. And did I get this in a BoxyCharm? Perhaps. I cannot remember if I got this in BoxyCharm. If I didn't get this in BoxyCharm, I think I got it in a like pop-up shop from BoxyCharm. But this has like that slightly moussey texture. I really love this type of a formula. It is a similar shade to the Shocking blush. That's the shade in the Vivid Azalea palette. I think I probably called it Vivid Azalea, but technically the blush is Shocking, but it is a similar shade. It is a bit different. I think this one leans a little bit more towards the like purpley side, whereas Shocking has a bit more pink in it. But I love this formula so much that I have since gotten 2 more colors in this like formula. They're just so pretty. They have almost like a satin quality to them. This one has, like in the pan, you can see that it has a very slight purple shift to it, but on the skin, you don't see shimmer, you don't see glitter, you don't even really see the shift. It just gives it a beautiful natural luminosity. So I really do like this one as well. And as like even here, I feel like in the viewfinder, I can see that this one leans a little bit more purpley, whereas this one has a little bit more of that like pink to it. Yeah, okay. So now moving on to something a little bit more on the mellow side of life in powders. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic in Pillow Talk. I love this shade. Like, I mean, it's obviously an icon. I'm probably showing you something that you've all seen, but the thing that I like about this is that it goes with anything. I'm gonna swirl both of these colors together and I will pop it right here. So this is just that like mauve-y nude. It's like a total basic bitch color, but I am here for it. And again, like I said, I know that I can put this on and pair it with just about everything. I could pair it with something that's like a little bit more of a bronzy eye. I could pair it with something that has more of like a mauve-y eye, a berry eye. I could wear it with a bright lipstick. It's just gonna give me a little bit of a flush of color without being too much. So this is sort of that like, just, I need to put something on my face quick kind of blush. I mean, these just have such a skin-like finish. They're so beautiful. They're easy to build up. I mean, it's a pretty foolproof formula. So if you find that you struggle getting blushes to look really smooth on the skin, this formula is very nice. Obviously, Charlotte Tilbury comes at a higher price point, but there's a reason for it. I find that all of her powder products are very finely milled and just beautiful on the skin. So those are my 3 powder formulas. Now I have one that I'm just not sure where to put, so we're gonna put this right in the middle. So I would put this one in between the creamy powder of the MAC Glow Play blushes, right before a cream product. This is the Shiseido Minimalist Whipped Powder Blush, and this is the shade Sayoko. I have talked about this on my channel before. I am going to get a swatch of this. So not only do I love, love, love this color for fall, but I also love this formula. So if you like a powder blush, by the way, I should probably show you this. So it is literally like a whipped powder. So if you can see here, this is like a beautiful warm berry tone. Like, is that going to be what I call it? Yes, I'm going to just go with a warm berry or like a warmer pink. It just looks so good. Honestly, I think that again, this is one that you could wear with just about any type of eye color you wanted to wear. The other thing that I love about this, especially if you are a powder formula lover, but you find that in the fall and winter, if your skin gets a little more dry, and sometimes powders can look a little patchy or they like kind of skip on your skin, you won't have that with this. I'm trying to decide how to describe this. So look, I just like blended that out even further. And I mean, that's been sitting on my skin for a while. So what I would like in this product too is a mix of a like staining powder and a silicone primer, but not like a silicone primer. It reminds me of like a cheek stain powder. That's not a thing, but just pretend that it was, mixed with one of those like pore filling primers. You know that like, not silicone feeling like the clear primers, but like that Benefit one. They feel so silky. It's beautiful. A subscriber had told me about this formula and they're beautiful. So Shiseido, first of all, a little goes a long way with this. This is gonna last me a long time, and I've had this one for a while. I was worried that it might dry out, but there is like one of those little like cap covers inside, so keep that. It should last you a long time. I've had no problems. I can't wait to pull this one out. Okay, so now we are going to move into creams. I'm gonna be honest. I could have just grabbed my whole bucket of creams, or most of them, most of my creams, and held them up and said that I'm excited. I love a good cream blush. You guys know this. I tried to just pull out sort of one, but I'm going to talk about more. So right away, I knew that I was going to want to talk about this Tower 28 blush. This is the shade Power Hour. This is so lovely. Like, oh, this shade is so beautiful. I'm trying to not make these like just ridiculous swatches, but it's sort of hard over the crook of my arm. I probably should have gone down further, but this shade, it's like a toasted mauve. That's gonna be what I go with. It definitely has like some nice neutral toasty chocolate tones, but it has a bit of a pink to it. I really love this formula. It's very creamy. It blends beautifully into the skin. So here's another cream product that I know that I want to pull out this fall, but I thought that I couldn't talk to all of you about it because I figured that it wasn't available anymore. This is the Salt New York Cream Tint Pro, and you guys know that I love these. This is the shade Spice, and this was part of last winter's launch, and it was along with the shade Cranberry, which I also really like and I would totally recommend for fall and winter, but I'm trying to like limit myself here. But I thought that they were limited edition. However, in researching for this video, I saw that Spice is still available, along with Cranberry, by the way. So I'm gonna swatch this one. It does have like reminiscent tones of the Tower 28 one, but this one is warmer. It's definitely a richer, warmer shade. They have similar, they have a similar feel, but I feel like the Salt New York is a bit more emollient and also like a bit more sheer. Like you can build it up a bit more. So you can see here, and again, I'm gonna show you guys close-ups, but this is the Power Hour shade and this is Spice. So Spice is just a little more spicy. I really love these. They are meant to be used on the cheeks, on the lips, wherever you want to throw them. I think that they are gorgeous. I would highly recommend any of these. Now, one thing that I do want to note here about the Cream Tint Pros. So if you get this palette, they also have smaller 4 pans, but if you get a palette to put this in, this is obviously not airtight. Like this zips closed, but it is not airtight. And what I'm finding, and maybe I can like zoom in here. So I'm just grabbing the pan Cranberry here. So the pan has now developed a little bit of like a hard pan on top. So what I find that I need to do is sort of like warm that up, and I don't think that it's like dried out. It's not like it's even like chunky monkey on top, but I have to like use my body heat to warm that product back up. So I don't know over the long haul how that's going to affect these pans, but if you are someone where you don't use a ton of creams, but you're kind of wanting to like try one out, I would honestly recommend going more towards something that comes in a case that's probably going to be more airtight. I love creams. I would like to slather my whole body in creams, so I don't really have a problem with that because I feel like I will use these up in time, but I just want to give you guys a heads up. By the way, here's a little sneak peek at Cranberry if you did want to see it. Okay, moving on. All right, so now we're gonna move into our liquid products. These are usually products that come like in a squeezy tube or something because they are much more runny than, let's say, a cream pan. The first one is the one that I'm wearing today, and I'm not gonna lie, this is new to me. I just put this on today for the first time, but I'm in love with it and I know that I love this formula. This is a Flower Beauty Gloss Bomb. This is the shade Spiced. This is a newer shade and it is amazing. And by the way, if you do want to know more about this makeup, I did just film this look featuring newer items from Flower Beauty, including this blush, which by the way is right here. So you can see this Spice shade. It's like a toasty mauve, and I think that maybe I said that for another color, but I do think that this has a bit more pink than these last two, but it still has that little bit of warmth to it. It's definitely not like that more rosy mauve. This is definitely in that more like rich, yummy shade. This is obviously very built up. These are very, very pigmented. You don't need a lot. As you can see, I blended it out. I did put 2 layers on just to be able to see like how much I could build it up. I really like it. I love the gloss bombs. I knew I had to put one in here, and I'm gonna use this one all fall long. Okay, so now our last 2 products, and you probably shouldn't be surprised that they are Danessa Myricks. So I have 2 here. One of them is a color fix, and I have to say I was really kind of struggling because I wanted to talk about 2 of these, so I'm just gonna mention them, but I'm only gonna swatch one of them. I know that's cheating, but this is my channel. I can do what I want. So here I have the shade Gingerbread, and I also have the shade Rustic. Now, I will say I don't think I would apply either of these like directly to the cheek as is. What I will probably do is either mix these in with my foundation or mix them in with one of the more nude shades from the Color Fix. Obviously Rustic is much, much warmer. This one's gonna give you more of that like burnt terracotta shade, but the shade Gingerbread I think is just gonna be so nice for both fall and winter. So I'm gonna swatch it for you. Now keep in mind here that this is gonna be a very concentrated dark color, but you'll be able to see the tone if you did want to sheer it out more. Okay, so here I tried very hard to like just get a little dab and blend it out really nicely so that you can see. So on this side, it's much more like concentrated because I tried to like swipe it along. And the nice thing about these is deeper skin tones will be able to enjoy these because they do have a really nice amount of depth to them. But if you are, again, a lighter skin tone, you could very easily just add in a little mix of foundation and dab this on, and it's gonna be really beautiful, creamy. It's customizable. I love these. So now moving into my last shade, and I'm surprised that I didn't pull out more like warm shades. This is my only like truly warm shade, and I'm kind of surprised by that. I don't know who this fall and winter Kelly is, but I'm gonna enjoy getting to know her this season. So this is the shade Sweet Nectar. This is one of Danessa's Vision Flush. I have worn this a few times and I really, really love this. This is definitely gonna be more of like a transitional, like autumnal shade for me. These are really, really beautiful. I'm, again, going to try to make sure not to get too much because a little goes a long way with this. I just love this yummy, like, orange. It is just truly an orange. It's not like a coral. I mean, I guess you could get slightly more orange than this, but it's pretty dang orange. It's pretty dang orange and I am here for it. I will say, in fact, the last time I wore it, my hair was more pink like this. And that's a little too much of a contrast for me. It worked out beautifully, but I will probably wait till my hair color has faded a little bit. But ooh, this is so, so pretty. This is just, to me, again, like that fall, yummy, warm look. This also would have been beautiful in the summertime, but I'm just so excited. Like, it's like harvest vibes, baby, and I am here for it. So I will also make sure to have all of these products linked in the description box below in the order that I swatched them. So if there were any that you wanted to check out, they will be there for you. So I hope that this quick little video, well, I hope it's quick. I don't know, I can get rambly when I'm talking about blush, but I hope that this video really helped inspire you to dig through your collection to see what you want to use in the upcoming seasons. And honestly, that's part of why I wanted to do it, is to remind myself of the colors that I have that I want to use as the seasons change. Because I know, like this summer, in fact, I had some colors that I was really looking forward to using and I just kind of forgot that they were in my collection. So I feel like if I go through my collection in the beginning of a season and remind myself like, oh yeah, I want to use this one, I want to use this one, then I'm more likely to use the makeup that I have. And also realize I probably don't need to be buying all of the different launches that are happening all the time because maybe I have something similar in my collection already. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to spend it here with me. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a like. I really appreciate it. I hope you are all having a wonderful start to fall, and I will see you really soon. And again, these do have that beautiful like satin, almost like just so skin-like on the skin. Skin-like on the skin. Hello, welcome to my channel where I make no sense.